Android Studio, like finding usages and declarations, analyzing files for Android Studio alongside more information, and more. Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, which is coming to Android device streaming a little later this summer. While the device is in airplane mode, I can easily check that the AI trip summary feature uses the on-device Gemini Nano.
All right, now, a high-quality app needs to be performant. Since I'm in Android Studio, I can view the App Quality Insights window. And I can see that my app has been crashing too much in production. And on top of that, we also want to be ready for some of the memory limit changes for performance optimization in Android 17. So let's get that fixed. Going to agent and say, OK, Gemini, fix and analyze my app's optimization and performance. The agent knows that one of the main ways an app can improve its performance is with our agent. It streamlines your app by removing unused code and resources, and rewrites bytecode to optimize runtime performance. Effective RA configurations lead to fewer ANRs, reduced app size, and quicker startup times.
Let's use that time machine and jump to the results. OK, the agent's done its thing, and I can see that it's used the
All right,
RA
welcome back,
Analyzer
developers. How's everybody
to actually
doing?
recommend changes to the build configuration to
All right, it's great
enable
to
R8's
see you
full
again,
mode.
and
That's
it's
great.
wild to think
So
back
if I
about where we
scroll
were
down a
just
little
a year
further,
ago.
I can see that it's
This
using
morning,
the new
you've
R8
heard all
configuration
about the
analyzer,
advancements
which
across
means
Gemini. We've
in
got
the
the
final
new Omni
report,
model, the new
great,
Gemini
I have my
3.5
updated
series of
optimization,
models. And last
obfuscation,
month, we
and
also
shrinking scores.
shipped Gemma 4
Now,
under
to
an
achieve
Apache
these
2
scores,
license.
the agent has audited and suggested updates to my keep rules
It's our
to maximize
smartest
the
open model
effectiveness
yet.
of R8.
It's purpose-built
Previously,
for advanced
almost
reasoning,
none of the app's code was
agentic
optimized.
workflows, and the
With these
response
changes,
has been
R8
incredible.
was able to optimize
100
almost
million
all of the code.
downloads in the
It's
first
now
month,
faster
and
and
it's
smaller,
pushing
all
Gemma
from a single
downloads
prompt.
past 500
This
million.
app is getting better and better. But let's add one more feature before we ship it.
Gemma 4
We need deep
packs
links to
massive
maximize
intelligence
engagement
into a
and ensure that
footprint
our users
small
are
enough to
taken
run
directly to their
offline on
upcoming
your
trip
phone.
right inside
And it's deployed
the app.
in everything,
So if I
from
click on this
robots
link
to
in the booking
satellites in outer
confirmation,
space.
this doesn't
And as you
currently
saw
go
this
anywhere.
morning, the big shift
In the
is
latest
our
version
move
of Android
towards
Studio,
agents.
we have a
From
dedicated
AI
app links
that simply
system
assists
to help you
you
implement the
to
deep links in
agents
your
that
app.
help you get
So if I go
stuff
to
done
Tools, App
under
Links
your
Assistant,
direction and faster.
open the URL mapping
At the
editor,
center of it all
and
is
then
Google
I
Anti-Gravity.
have my host.
It's our
demo.
agentic development
Then
platform
I can
that
select
enables
which
you
activity
to build
to
with
handle
agents.
my
The
intents,
core
my deep
platform
links.
is the
And then
anti-gravity
I pass a
agent itself.
sample URL to
And today
process.
we're going to show you how you
And
can
that's
build
it.
with it
AI
anywhere.
is doing its job now.
On our infrastructure
You all know
or
the
your
drill.
own.
Let's jump over
On
to the
Android
results.
or the web.
OK, so
And
here
when you
I
step
can
back,
see that
you can
the
see
agent
how
has
all of these pieces are coming together across Google. From the cutting-edge models, to the agentic tools like anti-gravity, to the platforms where users experience the magic, and to the infrastructure that makes it all possible. We're working up and down the stack to help you build. So let's jump into some demos and keep the launches rolling. Please welcome Logan to the stage.
Thanks, Josh. Our latest models help you build for the next era of agents. And we're putting the full power of agents directly into your hands.
With a new migration assistant in Android Studio. here's how we're thinking for doing this. I go to File, New Project, and then select Migrate to New Project. I can choose which app I want to migrate. Okay. Then I can decide whether I want to let the AI make decisions for me, or whether I prefer to be more involved by selecting guided migration. I can attach reference images or even some custom skills. But then, instead of doing the validation myself, I can let the agent handle that for me with journeys. It creates a set of natural language instructions following our app's user journeys. And then the agent executes, evaluates, and iterates on the app.
Just for this demo, we've selected this open source project called Metropolis. It's a gamified companion for the public transit network in Paris. It's really fun. You get points when you track your routes and badges when you ride the full length of a transit line.
We ran the migration earlier and then spent a bit of time on a few polished tasks, like adding Maps SDK support and fancier animations. Do you want to see?
I want to see. Do you all want to see?
OK, so here's the iOS simulator and the app running in the iOS simulator, and then the Android app in an emulator. So let's say that we want to take the Metro #1. Then we press Start Travel. And then we go from La Défense to Les Sablons. And then Confirm Journey. Well, look at all the progress the agent made for us. OK, let's see how we got here. So the Android Studio's migration assistant first creates the feature mapping, and only afterwards the project plan. Since the agent knows the typical iOS and Android projects, the agent looks at the Xcode storyboard to create the corresponding Android screens. It knows how to handle things like migrating strings from iOS to Android, and even how to convert assets like SVGs and PDFs to vector drawables. And then, when implementing the Android code, libraries like Jetpack Compose, Room, and View models are used, together with best practices like predictive back navigation. To perfect your app and make it production-ready, you can use all the great agents and tools that are already within Android Studio, since this is a native Android app. The migration assistant is coming to Android Studio later this year. We are also planning on providing support for migration to Kotlin multi-platform to make it even easier to maintain shared business logic for Android and iOS.
By combining anti-gravity and Android CLI with the pro capabilities and production-grade polish of Android Studio, we're unifying our most powerful tools for incredible productivity gains. No matter what form factor you're building for, you can bring your ideas to life easier than ever while maintaining Android best practices. Teams of all sizes and skill levels can build cutting-edge Kotlin apps and deploy them to Google Play in record time. And in this new era of development with Google, we're extending that same level of agentic coding across every platform. Now, from Yuna to tell us how this
Chrome has new barriers to build with confidence, to finally bring to life all those ideas you've envisioned now with a clarity and a velocity that just a few months ago seemed impossible. What it means to build for the web is rapidly evolving. Today, you'll see how you can harness agentic coding tools to orchestrate all new web experiences with intelligent guidance, automated debugging, and powerful new APIs. This is the future of the web, imagined by you and supercharged by AI. Let's dive in. When I talk about modern web capabilities, the question that I hear the most from fellow developers is, how do I even keep up with all of these new features? Yes, it's exciting to see the web platform accelerate with dozens of new APIs added every few months. But first, you have to figure out if they'll even work for your users. And then you have to learn how to use them. Baseline solves that first problem. With 100% of web platform features now mapped, Baseline is a definitive industry standard that gives you visibility into web feature availability across the major browsers. Now, for that second problem, there really hasn't been a solution to keeping up with new features until now. Today, we're launching a new tool to supercharge your agents, Modern Web Guidance, a comprehensive and expert-vetted set of skills providing AI agents with a blueprint for modern web features. Building on our experience with Baseline, it ensures that your agent isn't using yesterday's technology, but implementing the latest web platform features and most recent Chrome innovations compatible with your Baseline target. Modern Web Guidance empowers you to stay in the flow of experimenting and iterating while the agent handles the implementation. You can target a specific Baseline version, and the agent will constrain its suggestions. The guidance even contains fallback solutions and alternatives for the newest platform features that don't have wide browser support yet. To show you how powerful and easy it is to use Modern Web Guidance with your coding agent, let's welcome Matthias to the demo desk.
Thanks, Yuna. Here's something I've been working on. Dino Run, our Chrome Dino-inspired car site built in React. Using CSS scroll-driven animations, our site unfolds as a fluid, narrative-led experience. And after that, leads us into the model configurator. Let's check it out. Give it a second to load. All right. So what color should we pick, Yuna? What do you think about this green, or should we rather go for cerulean?
Now, Matthias, this looks amazing. But you know what? All of these menus, options, and sliders, if I was really using this, I'd want a shortcut, like a browser agent to do the heavy lifting and just help me build a car to fit my needs. So you know what I'm going to ask. Can we make this work seamlessly with agents?
You know, a few months ago, that would be a really hard question to answer, but not anymore. With WebMCP, we can now make this web page agent-ready in minutes. This proposed browser standard lets you expose web capabilities to browser-based agents. In other words, it lets you tell agents how and where to interact with your site, making those interactions more precise and reliable.
Now, we could implement this ourselves on this stage, but with Modern Web Guidance, our agent has the skills to do it on its own. All we need to do is ask. Matthias, could you give it a try?
Absolutely. Let me open Anti-Gravity, where I can just prompt. Please implement WebMCP tools for the car configurator on this page. And off we go. Modern Web Guidance is a set of text-based skills that are internally tested, benchmark-proven, and token-efficient. So for web development tasks, the jump in pass rates in guided compared to unguided coding is an average of 37 percentage points. And you can even read the markdown files yourself. Well, let's go ahead and allow this all. There we go. Let me pull up an example for a guide. This skill contains knowledge about WebMCP, so your coding agent can jumpstart the development process and handle the groundwork with confidence, giving you a solid foundation to test and refine. Here you can see how it explains that WebMCP is made up of JavaScript functions that are exposed to agents through an API. We've made accessing and implementing modern web guidance as easy as possible. In Antigravity, it's easy to install with one click during onboarding, or later on from settings. But if Antigravity is not your coding agent of choice, you can install it as a ready-made package of skills for other coding tools. And because the guidance is explaining core platform features, it adapts to your framework of choice, no matter if it's Angular, React, or any other. All right, let's check on progress in Antigravity. All right, looks like it's finished, so I'm switching back to Chrome, and I'm going to click Ask Gemini in the top right. This brings up a prototype of Gemini in Chrome with experimental WebMCP support. Since this is still in active development, the final version may differ from what we'll see today. And while this demo is Chrome-specific for now, once WebMCP stabilizes, these tools will be compatible with any browser-based agent that supports WebMCP. Yuna, let's prompt away.
OK, let's have some fun. Can you prompt in Gemini and Chrome, configure the ultimate party car? I want immersive audio, and some interior lighting would be great. Plus enhanced visibility for night driving to keep me safe. And I don't want to go too crazy, so keep it under $40,000, but give me as many add-ons as you can under that.
All right, this sounds like an excellent build. I'm briefly double-checking the prompt, and here we go. Now, Gemini in Chrome creates an auto-browse plan and briefly passes it back to me for confirmation. I'll briefly approve the task, and then off it goes.
With WebMCP, Gemini and Chrome and other browser agents have one more tool in their box to interact with a website. In test runs with this site, Antigravity has implemented an imperative tool called Update Car Configuration, with all configuration options listed in the schema definition. Now, Gemini and Chrome can use this specific targeted WebMCP tool for the job.
And through modern web guidance, we were able to implement it and make this app ready for the agentic web in no time. Yuna, your build has finished meanwhile. What do you think?
Let's talk about the color later on, but this is so much easier than finding all of the right options myself. Modern web guidance, with support for over 100 use cases for dozens of the latest features, is available for early preview today. I'm also excited to announce that the experimental WebMCP API will enter Origin trial starting in Chrome 149. And Gemini and Chrome will soon support your WebMCP tools, building on the active experiments we're running with our ecosystem partners. It's exciting. OK, so we've added some new features to our website, but could we have the coding agent now test this like a real user would?
Yes, we could. I think by now most folks here have tried building with agents. They've gotten a lot better, but you still don't always get what you prompted for. And that's because your coding agent can't actually see what it's coding. That all changes with the new Chrome DevTools for agents. Thanks to Go ahead. Thanks to incredible feedback from our early preview, we've evolved it to do even more. Now, your agent can finally see how the code it has written performs at runtime. With the MCP server, the CLI, and a set of tailored skills, it finally creates a closed feedback loop for agents. That's phenomenal for building, validating, and debugging. To see its capabilities, let's go back to Antigravity, where I again prompt. Please check the WebMCP implementation with Lighthouse. Now, what will happen in a second is you'll see Chrome popping up, loading our page, basically the same thing that would happen if you ran a Lighthouse audit through the DevTools UI. But I think I need to allow one more tool call. There we go. There is Lighthouse running. And Lighthouse runs with a new agentic browsing category, which enables Lighthouse to run a comprehensive health check for the agentic web. It validates your WebMCP tool registrations and ensures your forms have the declarative metadata that agents need to be successful.
It also verifies your llms.txt file, a new standard for giving models a clear map of your site's content. And it's reevaluating a lot of the familiar Lighthouse accessibility audits. Because most agents navigate the web using the accessibility tree, every ARIA role or label that you optimize doesn't just help a human. It makes your site more actionable for an agent, too. When an issue is surfaced through Lighthouse, you don't need to be the human clipboard anymore, copying an error from DevTools, passing it into a chat, and hoping that the agent guesses the right fix. The agent reads the report for itself, attempts a solution, and can rerun audits to see if that solution worked. It's a supercharged workflow that automates the busy work, leaving you free to spend your time innovating. If you want to give it a try, Chrome DevTools for Agents is available today for anti-gravity and more than 20 other coding agents of your choice. OK, Matthias, I think that we have one more surprise hidden away in our car configurator.
Yeah, we do. Let's go back to your party car running in Canvas. Let me switch to the interior view. Do you see the screen in the center?
Yep.
It's actually interactive. I can click through to the settings screen of our car and adjust the ambient lighting just by pulling the sliders. And you know what? If we do a quick inspect in DevTools and select those elements, the full display UI is actually native. Those are native HTML elements rendered into the canvas.
Woo! I know what some of you out there might be thinking. HTML elements inside of a canvas? Well, that shouldn't be possible.
The new HTML and Canvas API now does the impossible. With this, you can now integrate real DOM elements directly into your Canvas environment. Now, you no longer have to choose between visually complex and stunning or interactable and accessible.
Exactly. Because it's part of the DOM, every element in your canvas is now searchable, accessible, selectable, translatable, and interacts with your built-in browser features like autofill. And that creates some really interesting possibilities.
Yeah. For example, you can style them just like any other DOM element by adding a little class like this one.
Nice. We've already seen the community build amazing demos with WebGL textures, 3D interfaces, and entirely new modalities for interaction with real DOM content. HTML in Canvas is in origin trial now, so you can test, experiment, and build. Now, I know a lot of web developers are really excited to try this out, and that's because this is more than just a new feature. Alongside everything else you've seen today, it represents a fundamental shift in how we build, who can build, and even what we can build. In this new era of agentic web development, there's never been a more inspiring time to create. With tools like modern web guidance to help you quickly and reliably implement new features like WebMCP, HTML and Canvas to truly expand accessible, interactive, creative new UI on the web, and Chrome DevTools for agents to autonomously debug and test performance. The future of the web is imagined by you and supercharged by AI. But this isn't just about the web, it's about how we build everything. So to bring it all together, please welcome back Josh.
All right, what a show. From Google AI Studio to anti-gravity, from Android to the open web, today you've seen agents completely transform the developer experience. The common thread across all of this is simple. You focus on the big idea, and the agents can do the heavy lifting. And it's never been a better time to build. We hope you'll take what you've seen today and push it to the limits. To get you started, we've created the ultimate platform to make an impact. We are officially launching the Build with Gemini X Prize Hackathon. This global hackathon is going to offer up $2 million in prizes for builders who create apps that solve actual real-world challenges. And the premise is simple. Pick a problem worth solving, build with Gemini, and let's all try to positively impact the lives of 1 billion people. To build at that scale, you're going to need some serious power. And as you heard this morning, we announced a new $100 per month Google AI Ultra plan alongside a simplified pricing structure based on your feedback. And to keep those agents humming over the long weekend, we're giving all Ultra subscribers $100 in bonus credits today. You can claim the offer right in the Anti-Gravity app, and the credits will kick in when you hit your limits. So let's get going. You can visit io.google for the live stream sessions and all the on-demand content we'll be releasing over the next few days. Thanks for coming, and have an amazing I.O.